Hey, lighting team, Vjoy here. I just wanted to shoot this quick update to the console a bit. So a couple weeks ago we made some changes here to fader 4 and 5 to be split, and then we've sort of realized a few things, and I learned a few more things, and now I've changed the order of a few things, and I'll explain those, and then but also I've added labels now, so they're super easy to see when you're not directly above looking at the screen. So the first thing is, so the top one here is worship. So right now the stage is dark. So if you need to kick in some worship lights for the band, you can press that and you'll see it says on, and the worship lights will go on stage. And then when it's done, if it's just a manual fill, you'll press it again and now this will clear. And I put the dots in and you'll see that's the difference basically. So if you first engage it, it'll say on with that bar saying loaded. And then when you want it to know it's cleared, do this, and you'll see that there's nothing there. And so sort of follow the similar format for the other ones. So here, if we haven't used announcements, it'll just be blue with no fill. Once you use it if you had to use it once, you'll see the fill. Announcements lights will go in, and then press it again, and now it's been cleared out completely. There's nothing coming from that queue, so you know it's empty or it's like cleared. And if you have to bring it in again, so then it'll do that on. And lights on, and then I'll press it again and lights will go off and it'll be clear. And then so what we did was basically for a few reasons, but we basically moved the message. So you have kind of worship is one of our first lights, and then announcements, and so we moved message to the fader on the fourth strip. So this one will control this. So the fader sort of needs to go up, and typically for a sermon or something you'd want it all the way up, but I know when we do online video recording, Ade may want a little bit less, or Chuck, so there's a bit of a control there for that. And so there's that. Now something that's and so once I pull all the way down, you'll see it stopped, and so now it's cleared completely as well. And then here now, what I've done is I've added something where if the movers are doing something weird on camera and it looks terrible on camera, or if somehow I've missed something and it's hitting people too much or something like that, we have the option of overriding it for a song. So here I'll just pull in something, let's say marching on. So I've got the movers going, and you'll see that they're kind of moving, but let's say they were hitting people in the face, or they were on stage or something and it was being obnoxious for the camera. So here with the movers one, you could press this. It's going to say movers off, and all it's going to do is control the intensity. So you can see they're still doing the rest of the effects, but just the lights aren't on. And the reason I've done that is so that for one song it doesn't work what I programmed, or I've missed something. So now you go to the next song. This is the multi-cue song, so I'm going to jump to the end of that, and then the second song is By the Blood Today, and you'll see that the movers have changed position. They're not moving because I have a different effect for this song. You can see the other lights on stage going, but now when I clear the movers and now that overrides off, you'll see that they're now on and doing whatever I programmed them to do. And again, if I press this and now they're off, it's the green from the mover has disappeared, but it's still doing its effect, and you can keep changing the cycle like normal, but once you finish transitioning to the next song, then you want to turn the override off, and so then you'll see whatever I programmed the movers. And then front row is no longer on a fader, so front row is just the play, and that'll bring it up here in that kind of altar area in front of the steps. And again, press this, you'll see the dot, it's now cleared. There's no more, my camera's compensating right now with the house lights. And then lastly, the other change for the house lights is that we're gonna basically, when you come, if it's not all the way up, you want the house lights all the way up. I've changed the cue list so that when you pull it 100, it's not super bright in the house anymore. And then partly too is if we do need to bring it down a bit, you actually, because it's at a lower range, this fader responds a bit more. Before you had to get all the way down here to just see any difference. So now we have a bit more control with the fader as far as the house lights go. But generally for services, you'll just want it all the way up. And then if for some reason, if we had to do a fade to black in the house, all of a sudden you could press this button and it'll see the house lights are off, and then press it again and it'll bring it kind of fade up the lights back relative to the fader. In this case, it's at 100%. Alrighty, there's more changes coming down the road, but looking forward to seeing how that goes for you guys. But yeah, I put this into place, and let me know if you have any questions. I will be around this particular weekend, actually. But if not, you can always connect with Adamole or whoever is the sanctuary producer the weekend that you're on.